2019, the Aldi WorkZone power tool range has come a long way from those early days of power tools which would fail after probably a few months of usage. Not to say this is the best stuff you can buy in the world, but for dollar, it's actually tremendous value for performance for people who are mainly DIY focused and have the occasional usage needs for tools like these. G'day guys, welcome to Sumo's Projects and welcome to today's video review on both this 18 volt WorkZone drill driver and this 18 volt impact driver, also WorkZone. These are Aldi products. WorkZone is the name of the products that they sell as far as their hand tools and other type power tool range. So we'll be looking into why you may want to consider this range of power tools. Given that most of us do enjoy doing a little bit of DIY activity, there can sometimes be a little bit of controversy about brands and what you need, and all of that sort of depends on what level of knowledge you have on what projects you're doing, and also the amount of usage you're going to have. So it wouldn't be warranted to run out and purchase yourself a branded product, you know, for a couple of $100s, which you may only use perhaps a few times a year. I purchased these. They come in a box set. I did a bit of an overview of that if you look back into my video range, or perhaps up there will be a little bit of a link to it. But they came in with 8 tools and a couple of batteries, a charger, for 199 Australian dollars, and that is dirt cheap. So if you break that down, it equates to approximately, I'd say, $20 to $25 for each one of these items. That's dirt cheap. You'll never find power tools that cheap anywhere. The only problem with Aldi products is they unfortunately only come out once a year, or they, at least in Australia, they will have this particular range of things come in a box set, and you'll have to sort of be quick, because rest assured, once they get released, on the day of release, they're gone in no time, or you might be lucky to get one a couple of days after it. So anyway, let's knuckle down and we'll have a little bit of a look at the performance of these. So what we find with this WorkZone drill, this is a drill driver. It has adjustment for both backwards and forwards. That's a standard practice nowadays. Has a standard size chuck, probably goes up to about 10 mil, I think. Also got the clutch here, and that allows you to do set it up for drilling into different types of materials, which they can be harder or they can be softer. So the amount of impact and force you're using can be altered. So that's a good other feature. Also have, to disengage the battery, have just a little button there, push down on that, and that simply slides out. So that's about the standard practice as most other drill manufacturers have nowadays as well. Put it back in, just lock it in, and there's an indicator here at the front. That just lets us know how much charge is left in this battery. So, argument's sake, at 79% here, and you also get the charger with the whole kit, so you can charge a battery at any time, and it's an easy way to keep active in the projects you're doing. Also have here dual speeds, so we have a slow speed, and if we slide that forward, we have a much faster speed. So great in that regard. It feels ergonomically pretty solid in your hand. I think most of them are copied now off, best practice for what the leading drill manufacturers do make. So This is a handy little item, has onboard storage for some of the drivers, so that's good as well. You will find best performance for these Aldi WorkZone drill and impact drivers are probably on materials such as this pine and also sheet goods being melamine or plywood. So what we do, if we click there, we can now open this chuck up, and I've got a drill bit here that's for pocket hole joinery. I'll just simply put that in, click the other way to go forwards, and that locks the drill in. So we can adjust our settings, adjust our speed, check our charge, everything's ready to go, and we're ready to do some drilling. Once again, this is the WorkZone impact driver from, it's a titanium range. It's pretty tough. It's actually, I use this quite a lot in just driving screws home into softer materials. It does tend to perform reasonably well. I personally wouldn't recommend it if you're using it all the time. You know, you probably find it is a little bit underdone as far as power goes, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, a product like this is great if you're a person who only has to grab hold of an impact driver or a drill driver several times a year for the smaller type projects that you're wishing to engage in. So that's all good. I've had this in use now for probably 12 months and it's never let me down, it's never failed, I've never had to take it back. And if you can see here, I'm drilling holes for dowels and then also using it in a major project like building this table. So there you have it, guys, from Aldi WorkZone range. A very good practical solution to anyone who's doing a little bit of DIY. So if you're a tradesperson or someone who works a lot in their workshops and has a demand for a higher rotation of projects to get them out, and also working in hardwoods or needing you know, a little bit more power in their power tools, don't look at this because it's not really worth even bothering about. But as I mentioned, there's something for everyone. So if you're just starting out and it's the first time you've used something of a power tool, there's no point spending $300, $200 on, you know, the best you can get, because you're just wasting your money and you may not even like doing any type of this type of activity. So another cool thing about these is I believe there's either a 1 or a 2 year warranty. So if you do any damage in that time, just take it straight back and they'll replace it or either refund your money. So that's always a good option to keep in the back of your mind when purchasing a budget style power tool.